Hi! Today I'm going to talk about 3 Lush products that I've been trying out over the last few weeks. I went to Lush a few weeks ago and bought one of their lip scrubs. At the same time I was given a sample of the Sweetie Pie shower jelly and I liked it so much that since then I've bought it. This stuff smells absolutely divine. I literally can't get enough of it. Now I have got a bit of a sweet tooth. This is cherries, coconut and sparkles in a party pot. So this was invented for Lush's 10th birthday party, and actually the description, what it says is in it, I didn't know until I planned to do this blog tonight, and it doesn't really smell of those things to me. It just smells good enough to eat, like the best jelly I've ever smelt. I love this stuff. However, I'm going to take it out of its pot even though it's a little bit impractical. It kind of falls to pieces a little. I kind of end up with bits on my hand now that I've been using it for a few weeks. I began using it, I was trying to break bits off and rub them across my body, and they were dropping on the floor and they hadn't dissolved and they hadn't really rubbed into the skin, so it felt like a real waste. So I'd pick them up and try again, and I was kind of at a loss for how to use it. And apparently it's quite a good idea to rub it into a face cloth and rub it over your body that way. You can use it like a bar of soap. You can freeze it, which actually doesn't sound that appealing to me, especially in the UK at the moment because we're not having the best weather. A couple of weeks ago when the lady told me that was really lovely weather. So you can freeze it. It says chill it, freeze it, or use it straight from the pot. This is impractical. You definitely don't get the best foam up with it. It does leave you smelling delicious, but you really have to like rub it into your skin to feel that you're getting a wash from it. And you do end up bending down and picking quite a lot up from the floor, but I'm kind of obsessed with it. I don't think it's the best product in terms of, I mean, it's not the most elegant product, but there's something about it that I just cannot get enough. It's got the same scent as the Comforter Bubble Bath Solid Bar, and I smelt that in the shop and it smells exactly the same, and I think I might have to try that because I just love this smell so much. The next product that I have just fallen completely in love with, and I don't have any criticism on this one the way that I do about the Sweetie Pie shower jelly, is this Ro Argan's body conditioner. Now this is a skin conditioner, so you use it the same way you would a hair conditioner. So you finish washing in the shower, you're still wet, and you put this all over your body, and then you rinse it off, and then you just pat yourself dry. So you just rinse it off, you don't shower it off with a body wash. This smell, I know I've just said that is amazing. This is like my favourite thing. It's got roses, it's got, what did it say it had? I know it's got shea butter, Brazil nut oil, it smells of roses. It's got argan oil in, which I'm always raving about. I always say buy the pure form of argan oil, as you may remember if you read my blog sometimes. But this has got argan oil in, which is rich in vitamin E. Obviously there won't be that much in because this is obviously a mass-produced product and argan oil is pretty hard to come by. This is $15.95 for 225 grams. The Sweetie Pie shower jelly, I forgot to mention the price. For 100 grams, it's £2.95, and the larger size, which they didn't have when I was buying this, is 240 grams, which was £5.95. So I really love both of these products. This skin conditioner, I will buy this always. I love it. It just smells so good. And your skin is left with a slight oil film when you come out, which I don't mind at all. I've even put self-tan over it and it's been absolutely fine. And it just smells so good. I just want to use it all over. Both of these just smell completely delicious. The other product that I wanted to mention of Lush's, I also got a sample of when I was buying the lip scrub, because the gentleman told me that if I didn't want to do such a harsh lip scrub, I could mix it in with the Ultra Bland cleanser and it would just soften down the scrub a little bit. So I had a tiny pot of this cleanser and I was at the theatre, I left my stuff there, forgot to bring one bag home that had all of my cosmetics in. Got home, I was in a complete panic thinking, what am I going to cleanse with? The house that I was staying in, incidentally, the boiler was broken and there was no hot water, so that's part of the story. So I thought, thank goodness I've got that cleanser. So I took some out of the pot. It's kind of oil based. It's got beeswax and I think almond oil, and I rubbed it all over my face. I always use oil cleansers, well not always, but I do love them very, very much. My pre-cleanse, my Dermalogica one, absolutely love. I rubbed this all over my face, and for ages, really rubbing it in. I had this big thick film of the product, and I began to splash it off with cold water, and it just wasn't budging. Like, my eye makeup now was just like stuck to my face. The oil was just not coming off my face. It didn't break down the way other oil cleansers do that I've used. So I was a little bit worried. I didn't have any cotton wool, but I had my Clarisonic there. And I started using the Clarisonic thinking this will definitely bring it off. I know the Clarisonic brings everything off. And my Clarisonic just ended up matte with my makeup that I'd worn at the theatre. I didn't know what to, I couldn't even wash it off. I took some face scrub, this Darren McCown's face scrub that I had, and rubbed it into the brush head, and it still wouldn't come off. And I was in such a panic, like I had this all over my face. So I kept going with the Clarisonic, kept like trying to wash it, scrub it down, going, and I could not get the stuff off my face, to the point I just thought this is the worst cleanser I've ever put near my face. Couldn't get it off, just couldn't get it off. And kept going, can't tell you how many times I splashed my face, I rubbed the Clarisonic over my face. I had to pour a kettle of water over my Clarisonic brush head to get off this oil residue. I was really unimpressed. So I went back into Lush, in fact, when I was buying these two products, and I asked the lady why it said 100% of the staff recommended this cleanser. And I knew that one of my friends, a male friend at the theatre who does panto, used this cleanser to take his makeup off. I was so confused by it. And she told me that I would have had to use hot water. So that was the main problem. So she gave me another sample of it, and I've used it again. And the best way I've now found to use it is to put it on the skin, a thin film all over the skin, and then get a hot face cloth and take your makeup off with it that way. And it does leave your skin really nice and soft. So I take back me saying it's the worst cleanser I've ever put on my face. I was just using it incorrectly. But in terms of my friend at the theatre wearing drag makeup in pantomime and taking his makeup off with this stuff, there are much easier cleansers out there on the market. I mean, every cleanser I've ever used was easier than this. But with a hot face cloth, my skin was nice afterwards. I'm struggling to say these words because I hated it so much temporarily. But when I first wrote about the Clarisonic, one of the girls commented on my blog saying, but what about when it gets matted with makeup? And I was like, it won't ever get matted with makeup. That's so strange. You know, I didn't understand. And that day when I was pouring the kettle, desperately trying to scrub all this makeup off the brush, I realised that some cleansers perhaps do leave that on the brush. So I'm very glad that I've worked out how to use it. I'm glad that I gave the Ultra Bland another chance. I wouldn't particularly go and buy it. I think I've just been scarred by that first experience, but it's not as bad a product as I thought it was, and I do understand why the staff recommend it and really like it. And I will just say about Lush's staff, I find them so helpful. They know everything about the products, and they're genuinely interested and keen in the ranges. And this Ro Argan's body conditioner, I just can't stop smelling. It just smells so good. I highly recommend everyone goes and tries it if they're passing a Lush. Go and get a little sample of it even. I also really want to try their toothpaste, the toothpaste tablets, and the Black Stockings body butter that leaves a slight tan on the skin. I love things like that, and I was in there the other day and the queue was too long and I was running out of time. So I will find a Lush. I'm in Brighton this week. I think there's a Lush here. So I'll find the store this week and go and try a few more things. I hope you all have a lovely day. I will link a blog with all of these products I've mentioned underneath to my blog, blusheringblogginggcom. Have a lovely day. Bye.